Olá, amiguinhos.
Olá, amiguinhos.
Hello, live from the Red Room again, because someone doesn't like uploading videos.
It's boring, so it's better to do this. Today this arrived in the mail, Call of Cthulhu 2nd edition, the box set. It's not an unboxing because I've already unboxed
Well,
it.
it's still a box.
Yes, it may be considered an unboxing because this comes in the box, yes. And it wasn't the box, it was just the package. I never had this one. Call of Cthulhu was one of the first role-playing games I've played.
English, of course.
Yes, in English.
First edition.
No, it was 4th edition, or I think it was 4th edition. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, you're not that old.
No, there's something. There were many editions after this ones. The first and the second are from the 80s, I think. But then there were 3 or 4 editions. I don't think those had a big difference between them. So I think it was already a book, a big book. This is just.
That is very small. It's strange. Well, I like it. It looks like a magazine, but
yeah, well, it's a. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember when it's this.
Yeah.
Saddle stitch, I think, something like that. So I started with, I think it's 4th edition, the one with the, I think it's Cthulhu in the cover, at least something with tentacles. So it's interesting to find a new copy of something that is some years old. I don't know.
We have a source book for the 20s.
Okay, so let's show the things inside.
Yes, of course. Character sheets in paper.
Very, very simple character sheets. Well, not that simple.
Not that simple.
Many numbers. It's obviously old character sheets. Nowadays, no one would do this. Sanity points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Especially
because people don't know how to count.
Yeah. I don't know. The rules, I think they are practically the same. Probably they are more complex now. Okay, this is the core book. The table of contents is on the back. Kind of strange too.
I like it. It's simple.
Yes.
Doesn't have any pictures like you like, but yeah.
No, not many. Well,
it's like a manual.
There are some. The one I had was similar to this, but much larger. So it was basically the same layout, I think. I'm not really. My memory is bad, but yeah, I remember some of the illustrations were probably not the same, but similar. The monsters were just silhouettes. So, yeah, quite simple, but as it was common at that time, the pages are pretty full of text. So there are no pictures, but since there are no pictures or much less pictures, there's much more text, which is also a bit difficult to read. Not in paper, but in a PDF.
Yeah.
In a PDF, this is too much to read. So large blocks of text. So this is the core book and the source book for the 1920s, which is obviously the classic period for Call of Cthulhu.
You have a calendar.
It's a calendar for 1920. Something probably at that time it was useful. Exactly. Right now you can just go to Google and know what was happening on January.
What day of the week it was. Or we can actually go to Excel. I know you don't like that, but you can create a calendar for the year that you want.
Right. Yeah, but it's simpler to go on Google and Google it. Timeline for the 1920s, of course. That's something that's the kind of thing that wasn't in these games at the time. Biographies for a bunch of people from that time. Nowadays,
Google.
Yeah, doesn't mean that people are mentioned, but not in so much detail as they were at the time. So it wasn't. This was, I don't know, from what the year this was published in. Must be here, 1981, first publishing of this.
81? I wasn't born yet.
I wasn't playing role-playing games yet. I was born. Yeah,
I like that train.
the illustrations are also cute, drawn by hand. But the print obviously has more quality. I think that
the print of the time,
yeah,
probably.
and the paper is probably different also. So it doesn't look like. I don't think it. Well, I can't remember this one. What it did look like, but usually in the 80s the print wasn't that good. So this includes probably an adventure, or this railroad coach is just no, it's
just so you can use a train.
Prices and cash, weapons. I don't know. Maybe there's no adventure here.
Doesn't have an index,
Maybe.
Table of contents.
Maybe it is. The other one was in the back.
Yeah, it's in the beginning.
This one has something. The Hindenburg. Yeah, that's here. Okay, so calendar, biographies for people, companies, crime, something about cultists, skills, coaches, travel, prices and cash, weapons. No. And some more beasts and monsters. What was left behind? Rat packs, pixies, lions, elephants. Okay.
Giant squid.
Okay. Giant squid. Cthulhu is not a giant squid.
No.
Some dice. I don't like the color, but okay. Probably.
They're imitating
maybe
words.
probably they were. There's also a map for something. Arkham Asylum, maybe? No, it's Arkham.
Arkham City.
I'm showing something else. I don't know what.
It's the world
It's
map.
a world, okay. A world map. Why there's a world map in here?
Because they had to put something in the back of the map of Arkham.
Maybe it has something. No, it doesn't. No, I was wondering if it had some.
Luanda is on the map, and so is Lisbon.
Okay, that's nice.
If Casablanca, of course.
Yeah, probably
cities that were important on the 20s.
Yeah, that's probably
well, not important.
Luanda wasn't important, but
a good destination.
May have, probably there are some strange choices of towns here, so probably this was thought of to inspire people. Yeah, probably. Well, some of the cities are big ones, but then there are some exotic and mysterious places. And size comparisons for Mythos creatures. So, Mighty Cthulhu and the Ghoul. Nice. I can't remember if this was...
Do you even know how big Cthulhu is?
No, apparently
yes.
Apparently. Well, probably this is I don't know. There's a just comparison. Well, there's a person here too. I don't know how. Maybe.
Yeah, you have persons.
There are probably the descriptions and probably not exact sizes, but kind of. I don't know what's a gag. I don't know. Yotkan, Yellowtep,
Shagot,
Astur the Unspeakable, Deep One Killing in Yellow. Yeah, Father Dagon and people. Okay, that's almost. I didn't buy the most expensive. This one is the smallest. There are 3 versions, I think. There's one with everything, probably, and there's one with character figures. What the hell? That's a strange thing. I wasn't expecting this.
It's cute. No, this is cute.
Yeah, so you can
cut off the figures on the solid line, then fold. It's to put them on the map.
It's more. Oh, there's a game master screen. This one doesn't seem to be a 1981 keeper's, not a game master, keeper screen. Doesn't look like a gameplay rate of the time. It's too colored this way, but maybe it is.
Show it to the camera. Show it to the camera. Well, look at the
this side of this color, so perhaps the colors were added, or maybe not. I don't know. I have a. I don't know for which version of the game it was, but I had a game master screen, a keeper screen. It was probably similar, but not. It was a vertical one, not a horizontal one. I don't like these landscapes.
And that's it.
That's the box. So I just now looked at it. So I don't know. I haven't. I didn't know what was inside except the code book.
Yeah, well, that comes in
that
handy.
one would be obvious. If there wasn't a book inside, it would be.
That's because Cthulhu is problematic. So
yeah. Well, at this time it wasn't yet. So that's why I bought this.
But funny, isn't it? That show us what the hell they are saying that blah 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 is problematic. So it's better we try to sell the whole game now that we fucked up.
I'm not sure if they started selling this right now or some time ago, but well, it's not too long. Yeah,
but it still sells.
Of course it sells. Probably the older people, those who never bought it, like it's my case, and probably some people who sold it along the way or lost it, or just because it's old like shit. It's most people don't care much about it, but I like to have new books, and this is a nice way of having new books, buying a re-edition of something that's sold. I think it's a good idea, even though they screwed up the game now. But well, it was a nice
version is the old version
to put this on. But anyway, I haven't played Call of Cthulhu in a long time. She hasn't played it yet.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I played Call of Cthulhu. It was a long time ago.
I don't know if I'm ready to game master or to be the keeper of Call of Cthulhu. Let's see.
But then, even if you don't play it, this was just. I bought it just because I know what's going to happen, or at least I think I know what's going to happen. It will be less and less tied to the mythos because it's everything. It's offensive and racist, and Lovecraft is a monster. So the game is going to be some piece of crap. Probably already is. I don't know. I haven't even browsed through the newest edition, so I don't know. It doesn't look bad, but it's probably Raven is online. Hey, hello.
I don't know if it's still online because I don't know if that.
Yeah, I don't know that
if
thing.
The counter is working or not.
It's probably not working then.
All the time.
Well. Yeah.
Yeah, we just unboxed Cthulhu. That sounds good.
We did.
We unboxed and we're still alive.
There was a.
We are just a little bit crazier than you.
Yeah.
Yes. That's there.
We bought the box set for second edition, and so here we were unpacking it and talking a bit about this. Since this is the first time I put my hands on second edition, I started with what I think it was the fourth edition, but I can't remember. It was probably my second or third role-playing game. I can't be entirely sure.
So what was the second?
If this wasn't the second was Mech Warrior, which is a strange choice, but well, some people I was playing with at the time liked the BattleTech.
Let's say that Mech Warrior was the third. That sounds better.
Yeah, probably.
Let's keep this story.
Allergies, yes.
Well, that can be that there's something cosmic about there that unhinged people.
So I was saying that it was the second game I've ever played on Game Master because it was, and that's it was well it was relevant at the time because I started I discovered that at the time that there was much more besides fantasy, and since I was never a big fantasy fan, it was important. And obviously, I was a horror fan at the time. Though I never, before that, I had never read Lovecraft. I don't think Lovecraft was popular in Portugal at the time. Now, not quite popular, but much more than that. I remember that I had to go to a specific bookstore which sold only English not games,
Books.
books, only English books because of maybe German books as well. Because I couldn't find. There was no. I don't think there were translations. Probably not, or maybe just a couple of books from Lovecraft, and even regular bookshops didn't have.
Well, most regular bookshops didn't have English books at the time.
Yeah, well, we're talking about 1991, 92 perhaps. I can,
Yeah, you have to go to one bookshop to get. I went there once to buy a book for school,
yes.
but it was because that one in Rato.
Yeah, that's
But,
it.
yeah.
That's it. That it was close to a British institute, so that's why they had English books, and that's where I bought. What's it called? Those big books.
Omnibus.
The omnibus, yeah. Amazing Adventures. That's a game, right?
Yeah.
Amazing Adventures. That name isn't strange. I don't know. I can remember
Well,
what's the.
in the last you may see Raven putting a picture of it. Worst case scenario if you haven't seen it, but it does ring a bell to me.
Yeah, I know the name. So that's it about Call of Cthulhu and second edition. I'm not sure if you're going to play it, but since it's one of those dead games now, it's good to have a previous edition. Actually, I had bought a previous edition on Noble Knight, I think, but it never arrived or something.
Did you get your money back?
Can't remember. But it was cheap. It wasn't that old. It was a sixth or fifth edition. I can't remember. But it probably was rubbish because it was cheap. So the book probably didn't look like a new
You
one.
probably had been to a lot of cosmic horror.
Maybe. I don't know. It never got here, or I can't remember exactly what. But then this is better because this one is really an old edition, and I'm pretty sure that this one isn't woke. Even though the guy who wrote this is, if he's still alive, I think he is woke now. I think this is the guy, Sandy Peterson, is still. I don't think he's still involved in the Chaosium, but I think he's woke now. As
Everybody's woke.
many old geeks turned woke recently, so just one more.
Where's the water?
So this is now.
Before you jump, I'm gonna say that I finished writing my Cthulhu scenario for Epoch.
So okay,
It's gonna go out next. Well, I'm gonna talk about it again. Let's just say that maybe next month it will be released. Well, maybe. Of course, it's gonna be released next month.
Yeah. Okay. So something else. This came on the mail today. It's nothing new. I already have it from Lulu, but now it's also on drive-thru. And since this arrived today, I created a special discount for this one that was already available for as a soft cover on drive-thru. Of course, on Lulu, that's always the first place. As I took a look at it, the printing is also is always worse than than the one from.
Yeah, but it's not that bad.
But it's not bad.
It looks good.
It still looks good. And this is the Mid-Journey illustrations for this one were pretty good. So it looks good. Well, as usual, the colors aren't as bright, and the paper is you can see the quality, but it's the regular paper. The other one from Lulu, you can choose it, so I usually choose the glossier one. But it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Only problem I see here is the
background.
The background isn't as good as in Lulu's version, but okay, it's no problem. Anyway, it's cheaper. That's why
Exactly.
you pay less. So there's a if you bought this one or something from Red Plantation Red Room, yes, some news to share with us.
Cool.
I have a friend that still plays in Second Life. I told her about your settings and okay, so she can't wait for Ratchet Space. Okay, so there are some news for that from about Ratchet Space. Besides the fact that Ratchet Space Quick Start is available for download for free, I just well, not just, but today I uploaded a new version of the Quick Start as well, because I was doing some changes. I changed the header font. Some people complained that it wasn't readable or it was difficult to read, and did some corrections, and some illustrations weren't that good, so I put some new ones, which is something that it's good to have AI art now. You can just say, okay, I don't really like this one. I'm going to ask for another.
Yeah, you can't do that one artist. Well, maybe you can, especially if you're a rich company. And then you have to pay more for that.
You need to pay for that. So in this case, I've already paid, and I can just request another version.
Yeah, no, I was thinking because of Haven's comment, because when we interviewed him, he was talking about Second Life. I forgot that, we used to know some people that's also played in Second Life. And I think it's surprising. Well, I don't know if they still, when I say we used to know them, it's because one of them was the woke guy that stopped talking to us on real life. The other one just disappeared. I don't think she's that woke. But I find it surprising that people are still playing on Second Life.
Yeah.
I thought it had, come out of fashion.
I tried Second Life once, and I didn't really like that. I thought that this is kind of...
You already have a hard time with your first life.
My first life, yes. It was, Well, I think it was something like The Sims, right?
Yes, a bit like The Sims, I guess.
But
it's a good idea to play role plays, because you could do whatever you wanted. Maybe, like Sims is stupid, because the only thing you got to do is go to work and eat
and take a shower.
Fart. You can have sex and have babies.
No, they whoopee or something like that.
Well, they do
something, and it's not, you can see it.
Yeah, there was I played the game in Portuguese, and the name was even more. I don't know what they called it. I think it was Cushy Cushy.
Cushy Cushy. That's Cushy Cushy. That's nice.
I don't remember.
Okay, so so Ratchet Space will probably be released later this week, very likely on Friday.
Yeah, but you can have the Quick Start for free.
Yeah,
if you want.
The Quick Start is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say something else
about space.
So it's probably going to be released on Friday. It's finished. I just have to spot some typos. I don't think
you need to get people to spot typos for you.
Yes, I've sent the PDF to a few 3 volunteer typo finders, and
I'm not good with that.
Well, they are a native
Exactly.
English speaker, so it's easier for them to spot not just typos, inconsistencies, grammar problems, and probably not that much because I've already been through it a few times and used Grammarly. Hello. Yeah, it's afternoon here, but good morning anyway.
It's always morning or afternoon somewhere.
Somewhere, yes. So as I was saying before, this is I'm not sure if I finished that. There's a discount for this one.
This one.
So this
Both of
one
them.
is now available for print on demand, and there's a discount for that one.
Okay, this one.
Both in PDF and print.
I think I bought I ordered a T-shirt of this one, but I'm not sure. I know I ordered a T-shirt from country.
It's there.
And I don't remember what was the other one.
It's a nice. It's a nice cover. I wasn't expecting to get this one. Was the guy looking at the building. It wasn't easy to get this for some reason, I don't know, but I was happy with this one. But this is just I didn't in this case, for example, I had to do them instead separate, and the background also in separate.
You had to do them separate, one at a time.
Separately, yes, one at a time.
No threesomes.
But this one is an entire complete illustration, and it would be not. It works better in this case if it's a complete illustration than doing this as a
montage or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if montage is the right word.
I think the word exists, but I don't think in English they probably use a word. So going back to space. It's ready almost. I'm going to correct the typos if someone finds them. I also am going to read it again, but not today or tomorrow.
You need to start writing the Halloween game.
Yes, I've already started.
Well, the Halloween scenario.
Doing something. So this is the scenario that will be inspired by something wicked this week comes.
It's gonna be cute and sweet.
Nostalgic. It will be nostalgic, but that's something that's usual. I'm not going to go into many details, so I'm probably going to describe a few characters, the place, which is the carnival, and events that can happen in the carnival. But I have an idea to make it not that sweet and gentle. So there will be 3 options. You can play the kids, and that way you play something nice, decent, and family-oriented. Or you can play the people in town.
The grown-ups.
The grown-ups, yes. The ones who will... Hi, Jed. Hola, amiguinho. The people in town who will be, as it happens in
victims of the...
Yes.
The kids can also be
victims. The kids will also
be
victims.
They're the heroes.
Yeah, they are supposed to be the heroes. But so if you want to just... as a game master, of course. If you want to put your players to a hard time, you're probably going to give them...
In having adults, people can just put it in their normal campaign.
Yeah, that's it. Or just... of course, you can just ignore the characters I'm going to put there but use them as NPCs.
But it's different. You have it geared for adults and kids already.
Yeah,
that is the difference.
And the third version, which will be the most wretched.
You're gonna play the monsters.
Yeah, of course. I couldn't do anything as nice as that. So you can play the bad guys. The bad guys will be a few characters which were already invented for Saint Cloud.
The Cirque Diabolique.
The Cirque Diabolique. It was also mentioned in the Sisters of the Seven Sins. There's I remember that. There's a moment where one of them, I think, is this one here, the Irish sister. She's kidnapped, I think, by the Cirque Diabolique. So you can play so there will be the guy who is the Reverend in Saint Cloud before was the ringmaster of Cirque Diabolique. So you can that one will be Mr. Dark, not really Mr. Dark, but our Mr. Dark. So it's Mr. Crow in this case.
I like him. My
Ezekiel Crow.
my Twin Peaks character. My Twin Peaks. Sorry. Oops.
Not Twin Peaks. I can't believe it's not Twin Peaks.
My not Twin Peaks character had an affair with the Reverend.
Not quite an affair.
Yeah. Okay.
She had sex.
Let's call it an affair.
Yeah, it was vulgar and gross.
You're saying that just because it's a demon.
Yeah, it's a demon, kind of. I'll have to describe him this time. So the Reverend will be not Reverend, of course. It's a fake Reverend.
Do we have a Pam Grier? Because she's the Night Witch in the movie.
Not there, but she's she could be.
We need a hot. No, I don't think we have a hot lady.
The equivalent to that is a gypsy. So, well, it's not. She's not a gypsy.
Well, she can be a gypsy.
Yeah, but that one isn't described. Isn't described as
going to be hot.
No. So I have to come up with more characters. Those weren't enough, obviously.
We need a bearded lady.
Yeah, that can be the hot one.
Yes, it can be the hot one. Yes, it can.
Or a man. Oh no!
No.
This is supposed to be in the past, not in the present. So,
the bearded lady has to be a lady.
It will have to be a lady. So I was going to suggest, and still am going to recommend that you set the Halloween adventure scenario or whatever in the time of your own childhood. So I'm assuming that for most people that would be the 70s or the 80s probably. For some maybe the 90s, but people who buy our books probably before that. Because that's supposed to be a bit nostalgic. So, and if you want to feel the characters there as something from your own time. So the bearded lady shouldn't be a guy. She should be a woman.
A lady
with facial hair. So I was talking about the characters. Not that it's not particularly interesting, but anyway, the Reverend is the chief of that, and and then there's 1840s.
Yeah, you don't look it.
Oh yeah, he's talking about his childhood. No, it doesn't look like that. So it's probably a demon or something. So the 1840s is also a good time to. So you can play the Halloween scenario in Red Epoch. Yeah, that's it. Even though no, probably not. That's before.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but you can still use Red Epoch.
Yeah, it's the closest one.
Or Red Country.
Yeah, Red Country could work as well. So I'll have to come up with more characters because there are 4 or 5.
There's the knife guy.
Yeah, there's the
dwarf.
The dwarf.
Or is it a midget?
The midget.
Okay, midget.
The midget. And
the clown.
Yeah, that's a midget. The midget is the clown.
Okay, the midget is the clown.
And there's the other guy, the weird guy who bought the St. Cloud's Carnival. Yeah. At the time, they were still kind of friendly.
And his wife.
And his wife, yes.
She might be the hot lady.
Was
she was
fucking someone.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
She was fucking the demon. Wasn't she fucking the demon?
No, I don't think so. She was fucking some other guy.
And then he killed him. Yeah, there's another guy. Yeah, that he killed.
So there's that one.
That's the problem when you write too many things and you don't remember what you already wrote.
I can't remember anything.
But the cover for that one's going to be interesting if you put the characters on it.
Maybe. It's starting to be kind of boring to have characters on the covers, but true. Sometimes I have. What can I?
You can just you can have a creepy carnival.
Yeah, that might be. I'm
that's
pretty sure
better.
That's probably better in this case, and I think Midjourney will come up with something. When it's creepy stuff, it gets good results. So, and involving a carnival, I bet there's some more things. I'm not sure how it works, but I think it goes searching for images and and the illustrations and just picks up things and then mixes it everything. So I'm pretty sure that's something that the software will come up with something nice.
And I'm gonna go back for my scenario, my Lovecraftian scenario for Epoch that's taking place in a sanatorium resort. Well, there were on the time the sanitariums. There were like hospitals where they put people that had tuberculosis, and they didn't do anything. They just expected they would be healed. And then there were the thermal spas that were very popular for the rich. So I just put them all in the same Act of Liberty because that makes it more interesting. And what I want to say is that I probably took some liberties with the Cthulhu mythos, but I just put in an introduction saying that I may have done that, but at least I'm not telling you how it is fucking problematic.
Yeah.
I think one thing compensates the other.
I think so.
Well, I didn't take as many liberties as I wanted at the beginning because I was like, yeah, I can imagine someone that takes it too serious saying, oh, these people.
Oh my god, they are killing Lovecraft again. Yeah, I can't. I could help you. Well, no, I'm not. No, I
It
can't.
doesn't have that much mythos. I say,
can't.
yeah, it has
Because I was going to say that I could try it, but I would have to read about it also because I've read Lovecraft when I was a game master for Call of Cthulhu. That was a long time ago, and then I read some short stories more recently. Well, very recently, but just a few ones, and they didn't even involve the.
Yeah, I
big
chose
guys.
Azathoth. So there's a cult to Azathoth that wants to bring them into the world, into this world. Yes, they want to birth him into the world. And then there's, of course, Nyarlathotep. And the other ones, if people want to add another god or another cult as opposing this one, they can just, as usual, decide. And they can decide if the Azathoth really wants to be awakened or if the cultists are just doing it because they are insane.
Yeah,
And then there's a chance that in the end,
insane.
in the end, everybody dies.
I think that's
the high point of a Cthulhu adventure.
Yeah, I think they always end up like with lots of dead bodies.
And that was the end of the sanatoriums. Oh, here now we have penicillin.
It was very bad for business.
That's an interesting thing when we are playing. Well, when we are playing Epoch and we're playing Country, and someone there's always this question. The question always comes up: has penicillin been invented already? And you're like, no. Now you got a bad DST, or now you got.
Yeah, that's why they had the problem with. That's why we had to write a chapter on the DSTs. But I think it was before that. It was for Country.
Yeah, it was for Country, but it makes sense for Epoch also.
Yes, they still have the diseases, so you have to treat them.
Yeah, exactly.
With some stupid stuff.
But that's the funny thing. Well, there's a guy that always goes, but there isn't penicillin. No, there isn't. I already told you. You just got the disease.
It hasn't happened yet, but probably in this group it won't. Well, no.
Yeah, it will.
One character might.
Well, some of the people that are on the resort have syphilis. Most of them just have TB. Some of them are insane.
It's a nice mix.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
exactly.
The Beyond has lots of cures.
I can say because I got the idea that there are some parasites from the Beyond on the water of the springs because the water is a little bit radioactive. Because there was a scene, not at the time, because radiation was not that big, but as you mentioned, it's on Red Epoch, right? So there was an idea that radiative water was good. And actually, I think there are still some radiative treatments, but there was one here in Portugal. And of course, it closed when they discovered that maybe radiation is not very good. So the plot is that there are some parasites in the water that infect the people, and the people get healed because the parasites needs. Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Radon, it's different. What they have now is other stuff. I think I was reading about that. It's
So
not exactly. I'm not sure if that was radon there or
which
what
one
is
was?
with. I know I was reading it.
Yeah,
Exactly, and they need a perfect vessel to bring Azathoth into the world. So they're experimenting with the ladies. Exactly.
really.
Yes, radium and radon. That is the thing. Now they use radon,
Rather than
but
accusing.
but what they were using at the time was radium. Well, it was all radiation. It was all good.
Of course, it was. If you want to grow an extra arm or something,
That's one of the plot hooks.
it can be
That
useful.
it can happen. Yeah,
It can be useful
people start to
for
get.
scratching the back. Maybe.
Depends where you have the arm.
Yeah, okay. So you can probably you'll be able to scratch places you couldn't scratch before,
Yeah,
or
but
to
it was
pick
fun.
up
I think I
several
did. I
things
think
at
I
the same
cheated
time.
on this one because I just created. I tried to create a sandbox, so I just created the characters, this possible player characters, NPCs, doctors and guests, and then I just had this is what's happening, and then I just had a table, and you just have to make up the rest.
Mhm. As usual.
Exactly.
So I'm going to ask one question, not just for the people who are.
Is it for me?
No,
No.
it's for people. If we should add more creatures to the bestiaries. Uh,
Yes, exactly. There's a nuclear explosion. Well, a little nuclear. If they finish the ritual, there's going to be a small nuclear explosion in the sanitarium, and everybody dies.
Look, yeah, that's a nice ending.
Yes.
Nice ending.
Yeah. If you need to add more creatures.
I've already asked.
Yes.
So if you think that we should add more creatures,
But creatures
I'm
invented
not
by
sure
us
where.
or creatures
I
that
don't know.
exist.
No, I'm not just I'm not
I
just
know, you're
talking
talking about
about
in
this one,
general.
but yeah, in general, if we should have more creatures and
What type of creatures?
what type of creatures. Probably at this time, I can't just add them. So maybe it's a possibility. A book, just a
Yeah,
bestiary.
a bestiary.
That would be. I don't
You're
know,
just thinking about doing that because you have Mid-Journey to make you
Yeah,
the
now I
images.
can.
Because if
Yes,
not, you're
now
not
I
going
can.
to want. You don't want to go
Yeah,
that
well,
far.
I don't really want to, but
Yeah.
I want to know if people want that. So no, I don't really. I don't want it. It would be extremely boring. Making your own swerves. The Book of Sad Terrible Business. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, maybe.
Yeah, but it'll be
that's a
funny to have it
possibility.
for creatures invented, because for creatures that are this is
Yeah.
OSR, so people can just adapt creatures that already exist.
Yes, that's
But it
true.
makes sense for space and for the beyond to have some made up creatures, and probably
Yeah, well, for space, I didn't. Not for this book because this is supposed to be a generic space opera thing. So there's descriptions for large types of creatures, not specific beasts. There are races.
But in the new Flash, there is some creatures that
Yes,
are already made up. Yes, even
New Flash has a setting, so that's
yes, I know. But I say that we already have some
those
creatures that were
have
made
been
up, and they are
repeated
everywhere.
Yeah,
Yes, so
those
it could
are
make sense at some point.
yeah, probably.
Since we can't do the tarot, and I'm saying that we can do the tarot deck probably.
Well, we can, but
Yes. Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't do the tarot because we can't get it printed because drive-through.
I'm not sure if well, we had a problem with the Game Master screen. I'm not sure how it works for cards, so that's just something we can try or not. Let's think about it.
Yeah, next year.
Next year. Yeah. So for creatures, in the case of space, it will be just generic stuff. But I think when I write the setting, which will be pretty soon, because I'm going to write the scenario and then I'll start the setting, and it will be, as I said before, that thing that I mentioned. Of course, the
Legion.
The Legion is just a small part of it. So it will be about everything, because it's just there's a generic setting. No, it's not that generic. It's a galaxy.
Far away.
No, it's not supposed to be far away. So there's a federation which is corrupt and maybe a little bit woke. I don't know. Perhaps make a bit fun of
Are they going to be woke? But
not
they're
entirely,
colonists.
not really. Yeah,
They're
well,
colonizing
not
the
really,
country woke.
not really woke.
But there can
yes.
be some people that oppose
I was
the
thinking
federation
about Star
because they're against colonization.
Well, there are the rebels. Yes,
Not those. No, are the rebels going to be woke? I don't know. Are we supposed to like the rebels or not?
No, you're not supposed to like the rebels. No, I'm not. I was saying woke as a joke, not really woke. Should be something like the. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
The new Star Trek. Or
Star Trek. The old Star Trek. Their federation is it's not really woke, but it's supposed to be something optimistic about the bright future, everybody. So
we are gonna die.
Yeah, we're not going to make a bit making fun of that concept. So those guys.
Well, if you're gonna making fun of the European Union, then it makes sense.
Yeah, that's it. So it's supposed.
We are all citizens of the same galaxy.
Yeah, it's supposed to have a optimistic view of the future and everything.
You can use that phrase. So we are not from planet X or planet Y. We are all citizens.
So that's it.
Citizens of the
same
galaxy.
The politicians are all corrupt and incompetent, and things that never get done. And that's why the Galactic Federation, well, among other reasons, that's the most important, probably, why the Galactic Federation is the People's Resplendent Legion of Volunteer Heroes. Yeah, well, so that's a possible name for the Legion. It has to have a name because it's not the Wretched Legion. It's what people call it, but it's not.
That sounds good. If
the official name.
They're gonna sound positive.
Yeah.
And disgusting at the same time.
That's it.
It's very 1982 double speech.
Yeah. And I'm going to add. I'll have to add other stuff because this is just the back.
Yeah, you need some planets and some space stations and.
Yes, that's it. And I'll probably keep the races, but maybe not all of them. I'm not sure about that. That depends. I'll have to start writing it.
And see how
it goes. I'll include some. Suddenly the dogs.
And the dog is a bitch. Don't forget.
Yeah, well, they must have males also. So.
Yeah, but the one on the crew is gonna be a bitch.
Okay. Yeah, the character. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's that to do. Yeah, I haven't published the question. Well, not the
story
question,
about the characters.
The request. Give us a name and a little story, a little backstory for this character. What?
No, I'm just laughing. Do our work for us.
Yeah, that's just a small thing. And well, obviously, when we start talking about that, people can also give some other ideas about what they want to see in the setting, if they want to see anything. I know people usually don't like settings. This might not be a good idea. Since it's
never a good idea.
So. I need it for myself, so
it's not.
Why not publish it? Yeah, we are going to. If you are going to play, I want the setting. That's. Yes, we didn't go into that much. Well, I mean, there are some ideas to create species, but there are a few examples, and I'm not sure.
Didn't Coombs do that? What?
No, there are some.
No, I'm kidding.
There are tables.
No, because creating tables for. Yeah,
no, there are tables. I just don't remember.
If they have that one, we have.
No, I know what is there. Yeah. I just don't remember what's on Machinations and Star Adventure, so I don't know. But there are tables for creating species and planets and.
The planets I know because I helped.
Yeah, there are plenty of those things there. Probably more for planets than for species, but there are a couple of tables for drinks and food, so that's one of those Coombs tables. And plot hooks, plenty of those as well. Not just well, I remember on Machinations there's a lot. There are plenty of plot hooks, but they are all small things, small, just one line. I developed a little more, but obviously there are less plot hooks. There aren't 100 or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
but you're planning on having some settings, so
Yes, after that there will be the setting. So but there are plenty of those. There are bounty hunter jobs, which are basically plot hooks. There are encounters at the spaceport. There are events in the ship and carousing events also. If you are using the carousing option, if you are not using the carousing, you can use them
you can still use them as encounters.
so there are at least 20 for each of these, and maybe something else. Some more ideas about some other stuff, and there are subtables to do transport jobs, and the food table and the drink table, and the names for planets. Oh yeah, there are planets already generated with some description. And there are these ones are connected to those tables for generating planets. So I ruled a few and wrote a small description which explains the, the things that were ruled. I had to cheat a couple of times because I couldn't explain everything. So I tried to explain some really weird stuff that was ruled, but I couldn't explain everything. So a couple of the maybe more than a couple were slightly changed from my rules. But that's it. That's an example of how to what to do with it. And what else? There's something else. I can't remember now what's there. Well, there are 200 and something pages, so 100 more than the quick start. So that's the reason to buy the book.
Or not.
Yeah, or not. So everything I mentioned now, it wasn't on the quick start. So every and there are also spaceship rules and spaceship combat rules. There aren't. Those aren't very.
Unlike the Spelljammer.
I don't know. Yeah,
No, it doesn't have combat, but you also don't have flying monkeys.
No, I don't have flying monkeys. There are no monkeys. No, there are no monkeys there. Nothing that looks like monkeys. I think the only creature that looks like something is those that look like dogs. So there are no monkeys. And there are
some that look like lizards.
Yeah, there are lizards. Yes, something, and the others look like some look like lizards, and the others look like snakes.
And there's the
but
orcs
they
in
aren't
space.
Snakes. They are big ones.
Or orcs in space.
Orcs in
There's
space.
no ones that look like orcs.
I don't think
them.
They aren't supposed to look like orcs. There was an illustration that looked like an orc, but it was just Midjourney that decided that the creature looked like an orc. The description doesn't. It's green.
Mm-hmm.
What else? There are examples of ships and ways to customize ships, and well, of course, this is not a big list. I'm not doing Traveler. I'm doing Space Opera, but there are enough stuff. And I kept Magic as I've done with the other games. In this case, it's just because if you are going to play weird stuff on planets, and it might. And then there's the other thing that all these games are supposed to be the same universe, and you can.
There's magic in one. Well, in this, it's soap opera. It goes on the sci.
Space opera.
Space opera. Yes, it goes on the sci fantasy. So.
Yes. So. And this is probably space is the best one to do crossovers with other games. So you can find a planet that has magic, and people live like a medieval fantasy game in the world, and you can find people who use magic. And then I kept also the shaman magic, because I think that's probably closer to what alien magic should look like. When I say alien, I mean species that aren't really developed and
tribal magic.
Well, yeah, there's the tribal magic, and there's one of those species are magic adepts. So those guys could use either one, shaman or well, those races are basically archetypes. So if you don't like those ones, never mind because whatever you're going to come up with, if it's also for space opera, it's probably going to sound like the same, and you can even use the same
attributes.
Yeah, the same rules for creating those characters. So there are more classes, and then I think it's from all the games, but that's on the quick start. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes, for Validad, there are some references probably, not specific. I think there's something for the bastards, fantasy worlds.
Yeah, but in these cases, if they're like virtual, if you can decide it's a virtual world, then you can cross over with everything.
Yeah, well, that can happen in space as well. But...
Yeah, I want to do Bastards in Space, but I need to think about it because it cannot be if it's going to be a dungeon crawl in a spaceship. I'm going to have a problem because I don't have a map for that.
Yeah.
So I need to figure out how to.
Yeah, we'll have to ask suggestions on how to do that.
Yeah.
Because what the things I know are good for creating underground dungeons, but. Not that a ship, the inside of a ship with corridors and rooms. I don't think that there's maybe there's lots of stuff for doing that, but I've never seen anything. So we'll have to look for that.
So meanwhile, I'm gonna try to write an adventure for Wretched Country and see what comes out of it. My Ghost of Mars retro version.
Yeah.
Turn it back into a western.
Let's see if people are if people. I don't. There wasn't a response like that to Wretched Country. Well, we were expecting kind of expecting that. I just.
That's why it's gonna be a weird western. The setting.
Yeah, it's probably better. Yeah, people like weird westerns more than at least I don't know if they like it better, but they prefer to play it. It was already written, so just I published it not expecting it to be.
It's a pretty book.
Yeah, it
has a pretty cover.
Yeah, the cover is very good. So that's another reason I expect it to sell sometimes because of the cover. There aren't many Western games, so that's what I'm expecting for the future. That sometimes if people go specifically looking for Western games, they will find that one, and they maybe buy it because the cover is nice, and also because it's OSR. So
yeah.
It wasn't a big success, but that doesn't mean that it won't sell. Also, because there aren't many, so perhaps that in this case it might help. For example, Wretched Space. I hope it sells now because there are so many space opera and science fiction games that cover won't jump out like the other one. So it's just another one. So it either sells now or it will be lost in the
ether of space.
Yeah, in the
internet.
Space. Same as Bastards.
Yeah.
There were some sales at the beginning. Now the only people who are buying Wretched Bastards now, it's because they saw one of the adventures.
Yeah, but that's what the adventures are for.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I not just that because
no.
I prefer writing adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Having a catalog helps like that. So, but since we don't have an adventure for country,
yeah, that's one of the things I want to do. Well, I already had on my to-do list, but then I took a lot of time to do the Labii. Yeah, Red New Flesh is better with a hardcover because it's too much of the book is too big.
It's a big one.
You have it
I can show it. So this one is a A soft
Soft
cover.
cover.
This is from
Yeah, the
Drive-Thru.
art cover is not here. It's in the other room.
So it's a big one. I don't know. It might resist being used. I don't know. Yeah, probably. It depends on how much effort it. But this well, it will be here at the middle. It'll
Yeah,
probably,
but it also has an adventure. That's why. Yeah, it ended up being.
yeah, it has an adventure at the end. So.
And it has a setting, so it's all on one.
Yeah, this one is, I can't remember how many pages, but it's 370 something. So it's quite large. I was first I thought that I would do a bigger format, but then I quit because
This
it
format
would be
is
a bit
nice.
strange. Yeah, the format
this
is
one
nice.
is
Most
nice.
people like it.
Yeah,
And it wasn't that large, but I was thinking if it was more than 500 pages or something like that, it would be insanely large. So probably not.
yeah.
But yeah, probably hardcover is the best option. Well, I didn't like A5 format.
But now it grew on you.
But yeah, well, actually, this isn't A5, but it's
It's
similar.
slightly bigger.
It's
Yeah, it's almost A5.
Yeah, it's just a tiny bit bigger. Yeah,
exactly. It fits better.
Well, it's the thing is that I was used to those bigger books, and for me, this format was for novels. So. But anyway, right now I don't care. And well, I was thinking Ratchet and Flash. Maybe it could have been a larger format. It made sense. It would probably be a smaller book in a larger format, not that much smaller, but a bit. Rebuilding a fence. That's
well, I hope you are entertaining to rebuilding a fence.
Something I've never done. Something probably people in Portugal don't do that
yeah,
much.
most of us live in apartments.
Yeah,
and the other ones that live in houses don't have
fences.
Well, if
not
they have
fences,
yeah, they don't have that nice wooden fences. Yeah. No,
I don't know, but that's not.
They're very usual here.
I don't know, that's not usual. Usually people have brick and mortar. How's that called? Walls. I don't know, small walls around the property. Not fences.
Bigger if they are rich.
Yeah. Bigger if they are rich. St. Cloud, yeah, I'm glad you like it. I'm going to do a Ratchet version of St. Cloud also.
Next year.
Next year. Everything is next year. Well, why not?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Well, not everything is next year.
No, there are some things for this year still. Probably something else that you already know. Yes, that's on our plans. Ratchet St. Cloud. I'm not sure what to do with it.
What rules to use?
Yes, I'm thinking that probably it will be exploitation because it can.
Unless if I do if it could do with the urban fantasy game actually. If I do it.
If you do it.
Yes, okay. It could make sense to go with the urban fantasy rules.
I will help with that. With the rules, of course.
Yeah, because I think it makes more sense because it's not really exploitation. It makes more sense.
Urban
fantasy.
Urban fantasy, yeah. Okay, so then, in that case, I will have to.
Yeah, I do the setting, and you can also do a bit of setting and the rules.
Okay, that's it. So I'll help you
next year.
So
I can start in December. Okay, I can start in December.
So let's stop calling it Ratchet Fables because
it's not going to be. I don't like that name.
Dark Urban Fantasy.
Yes, Dark Urban Fantasy, but it has to be
Ratchet Urban Fantasy.
Yes,
it's not the name, of course, but that's what's going to be. So okay, I will collaborate on that. I will help with that, and then Welcome to St. Cloud will be a Ratchet Urban Fantasy game.
We can even be the Ratchetverse. I don't know if it will make sense for urban fantasy.
The Ratchetverse,
because everything is the Ratchetverse.
There's no Ratchetverse yet, and I don't think it will be because I'm not. Well, generic rules for everything. Yeah. Probably not. I guess. Space will be close to that, the generic rules, because it will have almost everything. Yeah. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, there's no generic rules. And I don't
Yeah, we were
think
thinking about making generic rules, but then
that was a long time ago.
now
Long time ago.
it
5 months
doesn't make
ago.
a lot of sense.
Yes, I don't think the generic
But it could be
rules.
the Wretched Verse, could be the name for the could be
Yeah,
the name for the game.
Yeah, well, I was probably I would call it Wretched first if we did some generic rules for every. But it actually doesn't make sense because there are rules in every book. So
Yes, so
why do some generic rules that then
after exactly, it's like now buy this book. No, that's
it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So why people were
unless you put it for free.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that would be an SRD, right?
Yeah.
I could, but that doesn't have to be a real book. It could be just a Word document.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
It is, yes, that's true. And well, space will be.
I'm trying to convince him to help me do the urban fantasy game, Judge.
No,
Let's just say,
problem.
yeah.
I wasn't.
With an excuse that it's to do to play.
I wasn't very interested when at the beginning when it was supposed to be fables.
Yeah, but now it
can't
be fables. It can't be
but
fables because there is it can't really be fables because there's fables. Then I can make a setting to play fables after the game is done.
Okay,
that makes more sense.
Makes more sense, right?
Because if it's fables, it's going to be too much like fables, the comics.
And maybe, well, I think the dark urban fantasy may have as well.
Clive Barker. Yeah, it's going to be the great intricate show.
So I guess it will be being dark fantasy. It will probably be more. People will be more interested in that than they were in Wretchploitation.
Yeah.
That's usually Wretched Ever After.
We could
but that would be Fables again.
Or Wretched Dark.
That could be for the
yes,
setting.
Exactly. Wretched Dark.
Wretched Dark. It's
it's too vague.
Too vague. Well.
Yeah, Wretched Ever After is good. Because Wretched Fables is a good name, but it takes too much with Fables.
Yeah. So okay, you have a name for the setting.
Yeah. Now I just need a game for the game.
Yeah.
And write the game.
And write the game.
Yeah. So I can start in December. So I will write adventures until then. And then I'll start writing the game.
That sounds good. That sounds very, very good, very well. So I'll have to help with that before I take care of Welcome to St. Cloud. Meanwhile, there's still one book that was published before, and it's still not wretched, and that is All Bets Are Off.
Yeah,
which is
setting for a Validad.
Yeah,
to play Lisbon.
To play
in Lisbon
in the future, a casino town like Vegas, but seedier, and because it's the future, of course, and because it's Lisbon.
It's a little bit more noir.
It's more noir than La Validad because it's.
So you can still retroverse it.
So it's. I was. I'm going to show it. I think if it's here, I think it's here. No,
it's not. It's that one.
This is the old file. No, I don't think it's here. No.
You want me to go and get it?
No, it's here.
It's here.
So
it's
this
small.
It's very small. I was kind of happy with this one, not the cover. The cover isn't good.
It was the second layout that you did.
Yeah, the cover.
No, it's not.
What?
I'm answering Judd's question while you're talking. It's not. There is one casino. There's not that many casinos even.
Well,
there's a logic behind that.
There's an explanation for this. This is Lisbon at night. So there's an explanation for that. One of the characters in this, if you know the book, it's the guy who owns the casino,
Santana.
Which is supposed to be the Santana Palace. So that guy is inspired by a former prime minister, not elected. He was just appointed. He was also the president of a football club.
Yes, and then he quitted. I think I'm not sure.
He quit everything.
Yeah, except for being a prime minister. He was fired.
He was fired. So that guy had a plan, not as a prime minister, and not.
But as the mayor of Lisbon.
He was everything, and he never completed anything. So he always, except as a prime minister, the president told him to bugger off. The rest of the things he just traded.
Well, no, I think he won he was elected to Sporting and he was elected to Figueira Foz.
Yeah, he was elected for some things. That's not what I meant. He never finished.
Because he left for the
he
other
always
thing.
Left for something better. Okay, so this guy, when he was Lisbon's mayor, the guy was probably he still is a bon vivant, a playboy or something.
And let's start saying there's not a lot of casinos in Portugal.
Yeah, well, there's the one. The one in Estoril is
that one is old and famous.
That's
but there's one in Figueira da Foz. It's a small town from which he was also mayor.
Yeah, he was mayor
before being mayor of Lisbon.
And so he had a plan to
build a huge casino.
So
in the center of the city.
Yeah, so that's an important place. So he had that plan.
Yeah, and so this is a place right in the middle, in the center of the city where there's a lot of theaters. Yeah. Old theaters. It's basically an old theater hall from the times of the vaudeville and
so
all
that's the
it's an almost historical place in a way.
Yeah. Even though what's there now is kind of rubbish. But anyway, so he wanted to turn that into a casino, or probably more than one. So he had a plan to develop. Yeah, he's a visionary.
Yeah, to Lisbon as a gaming town.
Yeah, so that's the Santana's concept.
And everybody said no.
Yeah, it didn't work.
We're not going to build a casino in the center of the city.
So that's why when I thought about doing Lisbon as a casino town, I thought, well,
and even thought about doing Lisbon as a future. There is a connection to Macau.
Yeah,
Macau is a casino city.
Yeah, so that's why there are Chinese in all bets are off, and also to keep on the same.
Yes.
The same kind of influence, Asian influence, also.
Okay.
Bye. Stay wretched too. So that's it. This year probably there will be.
So we can have a setting. So we can have a setting for New Flash, because that also didn't sell that well.
No, that one was.
We kind of weren't expecting, because it's a weird game.
Yeah. Well, yes, that's true. And Ratchet New Flash isn't also
a very good name.
I don't know.
Well, I think it's a really good name.
I think it works. Well, it has the two names: Ratchet New Flash, Postcards from a Valida. So, and it has also
a nice cover.
A nice cover. I like this one is my favorite cover. But okay, I'm crazy, so I don't know. Maybe it is. Is it?
Yeah.
The best cover?
Yeah, I think it's the best cover.
I think it's the best cover of all. So, of course, I also know that the price is a bit steeper than all the other games. But I thought at the time, okay, I know this is much. I don't know what's the difference, but $4 more than.
Yeah, but
it's a large book, and just for a matter of coherence, I had to price it a bit steeper than the other books. So I left to do some.
Then you can do some promotions and discounts, because that makes sense.
I started already making doing discounts, and I will do more, because okay, I know that's difficult to sell it. So, but I won't change the price, just discounts. If I change the price, it will sound a bit
exactly. Let's not sell ourselves cheap.
Yeah, so it's a big book, so it's and the cover is professional, so I hope I can pay it. I can pay it. Well,
it's already paid.
It's paid.
Let's not say like that. We're not like those people that didn't pay.
Yeah, I pay as soon as he delivers. I pay it. Actually, I send him the books to the cover author.
Well, I think if that's probably does not commit on that, but if we do the St. Cloud, it's going to think if we're going to ask him for a cover.
Yeah, very well. Well, right now I using Midjourney. I don't really need it, but it could work.
Yeah, now and then it's good. It's different. It's more like, for example, with the Red Flash. What I really like is
I haven't
that is
sent.
the difference. It's the oh, we had a story about sending something to Pundit.
Yeah, for it's
Yeah.
kind of. I sent him
The first version.
the first version. It never got
He
there.
still haven't received it.
So
It's in the Uruguay somewhere waiting.
So I
So-
don't think. Probably it's not a good idea. But yeah, Bloodborne.
Yeah, we had.
I always send him the
Yeah.
PDFs, but I can ask if he wants to. Well, maybe now space probably.
Yeah, space would
I don't
make
think
sense.
I don't. Well, neither Pundit nor Bloodworth are interested in horror. I think. So yeah,
Yes.
I thought to him
We-
after that. About a month after I sent him, I asked him if it was normal because I chose the knowing that Uruguay probably would be not the best place to send a book or whatever. And I had a link to know how the
You asked
shipping
the
was.
tracked option.
Yeah, so the tracked option after a month it was still it had arrived at Uruguay, but it wasn't going anywhere. So I asked him if that was normal, and he said yeah, up to 6 months it's still normal. So okay, it will never get there probably. Well, of course, if I really wanted to send it, I could keep sending, and probably one of those it would get there. But I'm not going to try that. As I was saying, he doesn't really like horror, so most of the things we did, even the things for fantasy, the scenarios for fantasy, are kind of, and Bloodborne, it's more or less the same.
He did the review from Sexual Holocaust and the Bastards.
Well, he talked about Sexual Holocaust more because of the.
Exactly.
There was,
it doesn't matter. It's still
he talked about it, but now that space probably will be more interesting for more people. But anyway, as I was saying, I always send the PDFs. So if they were really interested in talking about it,
just because
they
we don't
might
want to send we don't want to send the book just so people feel forced to do a review.
But I can ask
if when it's something that this could be really interesting to that person.
Yeah, in that specific case, maybe, but probably ask before, so it's not an imposition.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I've sent to the basic expert because he did the cover. I don't know if he's going to talk about it. He talked about it. Welcome to Sun Club, but that was different. I talked to him and asked if he wanted to.
He talked about Red's Country, but I don't remember if it was a review or if he just showed the book.
No, I think he just showed the book.
Yeah, in the Giallo, the same thing.
Yeah, it wasn't. It probably wasn't interesting in reviewing it, and why should we? This one I don't know. I just sent it because it's his cover, so why not? And the rest, I've sent requests a long time ago. And that was more than 6 months. When I say a long time ago, and in this case, it's a bit longer, last year. So for other people, and most of those requests were just a wretched MeWe group. Well, maybe. I don't use MeWe that much.
I don't use MeWe at all.
Yeah, she doesn't use it at all.
I'm there, but I don't use it. I can't use all the. Yeah, we can always create it. There were people complaining that that nothing happens at the Discord. Well, the group was created there.
Well, it's
if
true.
You want.
I don't. That kind of. Yeah, it could. Yeah. Well, if you want to create. Just go ahead. I just have to. Well, I do use MeWe to do promotion, so it wouldn't be empty. So I know there are a couple of groups there that have nothing. So for that, I think there's a Tales of Gore group in MeWe, if I'm not mistaken. And sometimes the guy who created the group just does a post with nothing there, well, something there, just to keep the group going. I think they'll probably cancel the group if there are no posts.
The thing that there are people that are in one social network and not on the other one. So yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I noticed that MeWe, generically it doesn't much traffic. There aren't many people, which is good for me when I'm doing promotion because people do see it. Not it's not the same case. For example, I'm doing a promotion every time on Facebook under my own name, not just in the group. And when I promote it with my own profile, sometimes people don't see it. So, and in MeWe, there's always someone, you, and a couple of other guys at least, who usually check the posts. So MeWe has an advantage over other things. The disadvantage is less people. So, but well, that's not a bad idea. You don't have to be every day there. So it's okay. Private groups. Yeah, that's probably. Well, on Facebook, I'm using private groups.
Yeah, it's because people
People
prefer.
don't. Yeah, that's it, and also because people don't find group. There are too many groups on Facebook,
Yeah.
and people don't find them. So that it's not. It's basically if you are expecting people to just find them because they are looking for
Not gonna
groups,
happen.
that won't happen. Sometimes people who know you or know friends, they might find it some other way, and we have links for things spread around on YouTube and on the website. Okay, so we can create a group anyway. At least there will be posts.
Yeah.
Every time I post something, I'll post there as well. So it won't be silent. I don't know if there will be people there, but it won't be silent anyway. Okay, maybe
Let's close. Let's close the shop. It's dinner time here.
Yeah, it's dinner time. Okay, so
And the cat is hungry.
Getting restless. Okay, so later this week there will be Ratchet Space and nothing else. Nothing else this month. Yeah. Yes. Well, I'm doing things, but
yeah, not in the public. Of course, you're doing things. You're always doing things and stuff.
Things and stuff and shit. Maybe promotions. Yeah. I'm Ratchet New Flash. It goes well with Space, so I'll promote it again when I'll do the release. So there will be promotion for this again. Let's hope some more people buy it and pick it up. I think it's my favorite setting, so it's my baby. Well, I have two babies. Sun Club is another baby. Yes, we are very transparent. I'm expecting people to see through me. Okay, that's it. That's it for today. Thank you for watching and
Beijinhos à família.
Beijinhos à família.